Alright, today we're going to be talking about Captain America.
The first Avenger.
And this is the... What?
Jinx, by the way.
Jinx. This is the 5th Marvel movie leading up to the Avengers, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay,
Fifth.
number 5. This is a very unique superhero film.
Yeah.
In that it is a period piece. And set in 1941, 42-ish.
World War II.
World War II. And I think that is intriguing enough to where it draws you in. It's like, it's unique. It's like, oh, we're going old school for this. And it's just, visually takes you back, and it's a lot of fun. It kind of gives you like some sort of Indiana Jones vibe.
The acting I thought was really good. The Chris Evans was great as Captain America. Who was the girl?
Haley Atwell playing Peggy Carter.
Mm-hmm.
Is a, I don't know, she's got a British accent, so it's like she's from Britain, but she's part of the U.S. military intelligence.
Yeah, they never really explained that.
But that's okay. But she did a really good job. This is kind of her like first big break in a movie, and holy shit, she is fine as hell.
Mm-hmm.
But they go about it like you don't find out. You're like, just cute, and as the movie goes along, you're like, whoa, this girl's pretty hot. But like they made sure, like what I liked about her character was that they kind of started off as like, oh, she's a tough military personality, and then you see kind of the more intelligent side of her, and you can see that she kicks ass, and then you see her in a dress finally, and you're just kind of like, whoa,
damn.
Now I can see why Steve Rogers is kind of wanting to hit that. But I'll go back to Chris Evans in a bit. But then you have like a really good supporting cast.
Tommy Lee Jones.
Tommy Lee Jones is really good. You have
Hugo Weaving.
Hugo Weaving is the villain.
Yep.
You got Stanley Tucci. I hate saying his name, but he's really cool. He's a really cool character. He plays a scientist in this that helps Chris Evans' character, Steve Rogers, out. And then you have Dominic Cooper, who plays Howard Stark. So it's like he's doing his own like Tony Stark impression, but it's like, well, I'm his dad. I'm not as Tony Stark-ish, but you can tell he's like the ladies' maid.
You can see where Tony Stark got it from.
Yeah, and I thought that was really well done, and it was a really cool character to see.
And they actually do kind of look alike.
Tommy Lee Jones and Hugo Weaving are brilliant. Like, every time one of those guys are on screen, it's really cool to see, because Tommy Lee Jones has got some one-liners.
Oh, yeah.
Hugo Weaving plays a really cool villain. He's crazy, but he's not, like, Joker crazy. He's like, I'm not going all out, but...
You believe what he's believing and what he's trying to get. You believe that.
Yeah, he's not, like, to the point where he'll steal the show like a Jack Nicholson Joker. Mm-hmm. It was kind of dialed back a little bit, but I think it was dialed back to a good point to where it's like, oh, I like this character. He's a villain you like to hate. It's like, wow, this guy's an ass, but he's got a really cool demeanor about him, like you like to see in your villains. And then Chris Evans himself, wow. Because what they did is, when he's skinny Steve Rogers, it was, I guess they took his whole body and they like... It wasn't like his head on somebody else. It was his whole body, but then they digitally made him skinnier, which is really kind of neat. But like the first scene when you see the effects on his face, I was like, oh, his chin doesn't look like it's there. Like there's just a little something missing. But then the rest of it, like after that first time where you get used to it, it's really well done.
If you're not looking for it, you're not going to notice it. But me being an editor, I kind of saw some of the the weird little glitches sometimes, like when he was moving his head kind of fast or. Mm-hmm. I noticed like a couple things like at the beginning, but it's not like it's like 10-15 minutes in where they transform. It's like, okay.
What are some of the negatives?
Some of the negatives, it does like some of the slow parts. Like you're kind of waiting for him to be Captain America and go in and kick ass, and it doesn't happen until later. And even then, it's kind of like a montage of battle scenes that you don't like. I felt like you don't really truly get the kick ass Captain America. But if it's setting it up for the Avengers, maybe next year we'll finally get to see that, but for his origin story, you don't really see him kick too much ass. It's just like montage. Mm-hmm. So,
anything else negatives, or let you go through all your negatives?
Other than the like I said at the beginning with his head, and kind of I saw a couple of glitchy things. Nothing really. Just the lack of a complete action scene. But that's.
My few negatives, there's several, like little nitpicky things, like the score. I mean, it was a score that fit the movie, but it wasn't something that goes, with this kind of character who's supposed to be Captain America, he's supposed to exemplify, American patriotism or whatever. and you didn't get that score where just like, holy crap, Captain America. Like you'd get with like Superman with Richard Donner movies, or with the Tim Burton Batman, the first couple when you had that theme. It was just like, you didn't get that.
Mm-hmm.
And Captain America is one of those characters where, like, he's the one that needs it. Like Iron Man didn't really need it, Thor kind of didn't need it, Hulk didn't need it, but Captain America, like, he's the biggest one.
Mm-hmm.
He should have like that theme where you're just like humming it outside the theater, like, yep, Captain America, bitch. But that never happened. But it fit the film, but it wasn't special. The climax of the film, I was really underwhelmed. I know some people would be like, well, it was a good like climax. I didn't feel it.
I know what you mean. I was semi-satisfied, but I'm like, they could have done more with it.
Because, I mean, there was a point in the climax where it was like, this is kicking ass, this is a lot of fun, but then it kind of like, it's done, you're just kind of like, wow, I really would have liked some more there. But I think I was let down by the whole, because you know that Captain America's got to end up in the, I don't want to spoil anything, but the beginning of the movie, you know
what's going to
happen to him, so kind of that's a letdown. But it's still kind of emotional, but I was like, I really wanted it to be something else, like something that kind of still could catch you by surprise, and it just didn't. And other than that, though, I think this is still one of the better Marvel movies. I think that from beginning to end, I had fun with it. It's a little slower pace than I would have expected, and I don't know. I guess it's up there with like the Iron Man and maybe even the X-Men origin or X-Men movie that came out, First Class. It's kind of up there for me this year.
Mm-hmm.
So it's towards the top. It was a really good superhero movie. So for your media side rating, how would you give this movie?
My media side rating would be a damn good. I was satisfied, but yeah, like there were a couple nitpicky things, but for a summer film, it's good.
I think I'm sitting right there with you. It's a really solid, damn good. It had its flaws and it had its problems, but I think I left satisfied. I was surprised. I guess it's time for us to head out of here. So the only thing we're missing is our Captain America hubcap thrown around. I mean, that's what I want.
Just going to work and camper, keep quiet.
Yeah, I'm just gonna steal somebody's hubcap. It looks like it's got a star on it. I'm gonna be like, Captain America, bitch. So,
all right. Well, turn into MediasideProductions.com for future reviews.
all right, take care.